All right, you ready? Yep.
Happy? We're all happy. We'd be happy if we were warmer.
We're happy and we're colored. Give me the hard part. Cut and quit.
That's our cold open. That's our cold open. G'day, mate.
Jesus.
Welcome to Fairway to Heaven. This is the LIV Golf Podcast. My name is Sue and Heng, and with me is Jerry Foltz. We're both part of the regular broadcast, talking heads, assholes, all the above. All we do is talk shit. And we're here in Adelaide. How cool is this? We're right on the watering hole.
Yeah, it's going to be, this thing in a few hours is going to be absolutely nuts. And by the way, if you say good day up here, they will absolutely ridicule you because that's terrible.
By the way, so far everyone loves it.
No, they
everyone
love you.
No,
they're just nice
they
to
love
you.
my accent.
Australians are generally nice people.
Our camera guy is Australian.
Yes, I know.
And he loves me.
Of course.
Well,
they're
he
generally
loves
nice people.
You're right.
Yeah.
Not like you.
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
Who are your picks for this week, by the way?
Well, I got to go Blandemonium. See, Richard Bland, came up to me the last tournament and said he got a bone to pick with you, and he was just joking around. He said, you always pick those big names, those superstars. He goes, you never pick any of us guys, the regular guys, the grinders. And I'm like, you know, he's right, because I picked these big name stars, and I haven't picked one right yet. And they don't play well the week I pick them. And Richard Bland plays well every single week. The guy is like fine wine. He reached his peak at 48 years old. He's kind of like the Liv's version of Stephen Alker, who plays the Champions Tour, was a journeyman his whole career, and now he's almost unbeatable out there amongst the seniors. So got to go with him, got to go with the cleats, because the course fits 3 of the 4 players on the cleats very, very well.
Yeah, I saw Martin actually earlier this week, and he had some great shots. He's looking really good, swinging a ball great.
How much earlier this week?
Early enough.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to go with Joaquin Niemann because you
way
kind of
out on a limb. Yeah.
Well,
statistical leader in everything.
Yeah. And he's pretty much put himself in a great position to win the last 5 events.
Yes.
And why would you not pick him?
Yeah,
and I'm going with Torque because why not?
Right? Are they winless this year?
They are winless this year. They were a dynasty last year. They won 4.
Yeah, you're wearing Ripper's hat, by the way.
Well, yeah, I know that. But speaking of which, I want the Ripper boys to play well, and I hope they win because this place will lit up.
Lit up? It'll light up.
It'll lit up.
It'll be lit.
It'll be lit.
It'll be lit. It'll slap. It'll be fire.
I'm starting that. It's going to get lit up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways. You speak for a living, right?
Not today, I don't. Oh my goodness. Follow and like all of our social channels. We're on the X, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram. We also have our very own YouTube channel, Fairway to Heaven. You can find all of our content there. We are also churning out short versions and entertainment stuff.
And you can comment.
You can comment.
You can say nice things. You can say mean things. We read them all. I personally like the mean things because they're pretty original.
You can slip into our DMs. How about that?
Uh-oh,
anyways.
that sounds...
Well, our next guest that we caught up with earlier this week, he's won 3 times. He's also one of the most authentic human beings on this league.
He is authentic, by definition, absolutely authentic. And there were some really telling and great, and I would say well thought out answers, but Harold doesn't think them out because he just answers honestly every single question you ask him. There are some deep answers that I wasn't expecting, and it's a really cool interview. Yeah,
I'm really excited for this one. We caught up with Harold Varner from the 4 Aces.
HV3.
What's up, Harold?
Oh, hey, what's up?
Thanks for joining us, by the way. Good memories here in Australia from last year.
Yeah, for
what
sure.
What were some of your highlights? Now that you're on site and
Well, we played the watering hole, and obviously everyone's so excited, and I don't think anyone's more excited than I was, and I'd never hit the green, but I had a great walk-up song. So this year we were out there, we're playing practice round today, and
different walk-up song?
Yeah, we got to change it up a little bit.
Yeah,
I have some on repeat, but no one's going to know. Like golfers aren't going to know, but people that understand music, there's like a music beef going on. But this guy came out with an album, and there's one song I really like. So we'll see.
Because last year was Lil Boo Thing.
No, Lil Boo Thing. But here I played Players.
Oh, that's a great song.
Good. Yeah, it was all right, but I'd rather hit a better shot.
You had a good dance too, I think.
I did.
Was it here?
Yeah, it was. A dance.
Yeah, you danced.
I mean, but if you're going to do all that stuff, you got to do something good. You got to hit a golf shot. And I didn't do that.
You can dance though.
Thank you so much.
You can dance.
That's
Have you seen it?
His dance?
It's fucking awesome.
I was part of the broadcast.
Well, I didn't know if you were paying attention.
He says he goes, he's got a little dance going on here.
And he's geriatric, so you never know if he remembers anything. So
Jerry Foltz.
Aggressive.
Yeah, you're jelly farts.
Yeah, whatever.
The next time you see him, just call him jelly farts.
Just tell her tell her what I always tell her. Fuck off.
I thought it was go fuck yourself, but all right.
When in doubt, they work well. I've never used those.
No, we've never heard it on TV at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I think there was one that I really loved. What did he say? You sexy something.
Oh yeah, be as sexy as you look or something.
No.
What was it?
Fuck me. No, it wasn't a good one. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. No, but that was a good one.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
That was the best one.
No, but you said one that's like sexy beast or
Be
something.
as sexy as you look.
Yeah, be as sexy as you look.
I don't know. I
That's a good
didn't
one.
know. The mics are there, but you don't like. I mean, it's my work world. You know, like it's one thing I've always struggled with. I would never go in your work world and be like, record what you say when a deal doesn't go in.
Right.
But I also understand that some people are obviously looking up to us, kids, and you know that's my thing. So I get both ways, but sometimes like it's my livelihood.
Yeah, you're in the
so
heat
I don't
of the
really,
moment, though.
But you just can't like fire back and be like, you don't get it. People aren't going to get it. You just be cool with that. That's not my problem.
Yeah.
And my job is to do the best I can, have fun, and that's what I do. I feel like I do a decent job at it. And a lot of times I'm in the wrong, but it's okay to be like, hey, you didn't, that was wrong, and we just get back up and we go do it again.
But you're never inauthentic. You're always you.
Mm-hmm.
That's key in life.
That's rare for somebody who's achieved what you've achieved.
I'm noticing that the older I get, but you just try to run your own course, make sure when there's roadblocks, just keep going, go the other direction. But it's a weird dynamic when you start getting good at something in this day and age with social media and everything. I thought I cared, but then I found out I really don't care. And I think Liv's done a great job. It's been a blessing for me is how much do you really care what other people think? Because once you start a family and you start doing things you really want to do and you have the power, you have the money and you have the resources to do some incredible things for people, like that's really all I ever wanted to do. So yeah, it's fun now. Now it's really fun because what's the worst thing that happens? All right, cool, man. You didn't like it. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. I still gotta go live a life.
Yeah.
It's too short to be worried about what someone else thinks. And there's very few people I think you should care what they think.
Yeah.
And if you want someone's opinion, you know who to ask. Like you'd be like, hey, what did you think? All right, cool.
I played a practice round one time in the one U.S. Open I played in with a very famous golfer. I'm not going to name his name because it's not going to paint him in the greatest light, but he's quite famous. And we were walking through the crowd, a practice round, and all these people and kids are asking for autographs, and I'm signing every single one because I'm not used to getting asked for an autograph unless there's like a badge involved.
Yeah.
And he would take one hat and walk to the tee and had to volunteer to hopefully get it back to the kid. And I'm like, one tee, I finally started talking to him. I said, it must be tough having all those demands. And he said, I learned a long time ago that you can't please all the people. And I just thought to myself, well, you sure as hell could damn try a little harder. You try a lot harder than most people.
Yeah, because I mean, I've had some instances where some people didn't, and it bothered me. So that's how I think that's the easiest way to learn, or the best way to figure out what really affects you is an experience where you go, I don't want that to happen to me. And then, I mean, it's going to happen this week. You're just not going to be able to do it all, but just do the best you can.
Yeah.
You can live with that.
Yeah.
But if you purposely try not to, I'm like, I think you're so much better than that.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't get the time back, but you also don't get the way that person feels.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to hold that the rest of their life.
And,
I mean, I still do.
And quite the opposite. They'll remember it. They'll remember that exchange, that brief moment you gave them.
Yeah.
For the rest of their life, and they'll tell you about it when you're my age. They'll come up and say, "My kid, you can't believe what it did for him."
And you sit there and you're like, yeah, you laugh, and then you're like, I think they're dead serious.
Yeah.
And then there's moments where you just go, don't get the big head. Like you did the right thing, but that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Arnold Palmer
he's the
legendary.
best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
The best.
made every single person feel like that 10 seconds was the most important 10 seconds of his entire life.
Yeah, crazy story. My dad worked for Arnold Palmer when he actually owned the Arnold Palmer Cadillac store in Charlotte. And I still have a hat signed by him when I was 2 years old. Crazy. Yeah, it says like, good luck in your future in golf, blah, blah, and heads to date. It's awesome, yeah.
Speaking of being your authentic self, have you always been that way, or did you kind of just slowly grew up to be that way? Was there a time in your life that you go, you know what, this is who I am, this is how I'm going to be, and this is the way I'm going to do things?
Oh,
and
no.
not have other people define who you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to talk, how you're supposed to act. Were you always kind of your
No.
authentic self? Or?
I think if anyone told you that, that means they've never grown up. I think just things have happened in my life where you're just like, I don't really want to do that. And as long as it doesn't harm anyone, you should be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think things have happened. I think things are still going to happen where you just keep growing up. And then one day you get old and you're still growing. This guy that sponsored me when I turned pro, he's 95. To this day, he's got a caretaker, and we go eat breakfast, and he's still like, well, I got to do this, I got to do that. And I'm like, at 95, man, you just got to chill. Like, just chill. So it's the people like that are that old that are still trying to learn, still trying to grow. It's just a part of it. It's a journey, and I just want to enjoy the journey. It's so fun. I'm still having fun.
Yeah.
I'm a little pissed off how I'm playing right now, but it's a season for a reason. So
yeah.
I want to get the ball rolling. Golf's getting, just that temperament of like, hey, I'm tired of playing bad, and our team hasn't played as well as we should have, and some of it's due to me, and that just doesn't sit well.
Yeah. Speaking of your team, I mean, you switched from the range goats last year to
I
now.
used to hate the Aces. It was crazy.
And now you're on the Aces.
Yeah.
What's the dynamic been like within your team and having DJ as your captain? How's it going?
I think our team has just got to play better. I think it's easier to be a team when you're playing well.
Mm-hmm.
I think a couple guys, DJ played well starting off. I played terrible. I finished dead last. So it's just our team hasn't played well at the right time. P. Reed comes out, he's not playing well, so it just sucks from a team perspective when you're not contending. We just go play. In LIV, I don't think anyone really talks about it. If the team's not playing well, it just becomes an individual tournament. If your team's playing well, you actually think about hey man, I want to be there for the team, and I just want to get back to that part. That's what I think makes it fun. That's what I want to do. I came here to do the team part. That's what I'm invested in, and I'm going to get back there some way, somehow.
What'd you do with all the Range Goats gear?
It was an even trade. It was pretty funny. So I was in West Palm, and I had 10,000 tees, crazy Range Goat tees, and Peter Line had, I think he had 10 dozen of Aces balls, and we just swapped. It was,
You had clothes, you had bags, you had everything.
Sometimes I wear it, they got little stitching you can take out, little things. I ain't that lazy. They had some nice stuff.
You should turn out one day just with the wrong outfit. Right, I forgot.
I don't know if that would go well. I would be pissed if I was on the team. I'd be like, what the hell are you wearing, bro?
Should have done it on April Fool's Day. That would have been good.
So it just gave some. People love it. So some people come by the house and be like, man, I want that shirt. I'm like, crazy. It's your lucky day. So it's good. It's easy when you don't need a lot of stuff. So you just whatever.
Your win in DC last year.
It was cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was great.
Did you forget that you won?
No, I was just thinking. I was just putting my mind what was I thinking? Yeah, it was awesome.
Where does that rank in terms of your achievements in your career so far?
It was good. It was, what was so cool is that, I came to LIV obviously to become a better golfer, and I felt like last year I became a better golfer. And just with all the other garbage talking about tours and all that, it got how much better of a golfer I got wrapped up in all that stuff. And it was so cool that when we played, it was all about what I had worked on. I saw Pete Cowan all last year, just things went my way, and who cares where you play? I know me, I know what I worked at, and that week proved that. So it was awesome. Because I didn't need anyone else's favoritism. I didn't need any of that. I just knew that that week, anywhere in the world, I would have contended or won. Yeah. And that's all that matters. As long as I can lay my head on the pillow and say that. For a while there, at the start, I'm sure some guys are like, hey, I won this week. Could I have won in the PGA Tournament? Vice versa. Those things are happening. Those doubts, those are real. That's why the majors have been such a big deal, because it's the only time they all get together. So, that week was so cool. And I just remember my kid got ear, foot, and mouth, or whatever that thing is.
That's right, you told me. Head, foot,
I remember
mouth.
Amanda's like, don't put him on TV. I'm like, well, that ain't my fucking problem. Like, I'm grabbing my kid. Like, I don't care. And there's a picture, and he's got all this stuff on his face, and she's like, that was a terrible picture. I'm like, I think it was a great picture. You know, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And then with that, you know, I get to help more people.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do in life.
That's right, because he has Varner III Foundation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Something that I know it's very near and dear to your heart, and you do a lot of stuff to really help people. Where does that come from?
So when I was a kid, this guy named Bill Williamson and this guy named Jim Hines, they took me to lunch ever since I was 14. So they're 95 and they're 92. And they still take me to breakfast or lunch to this day. Like I had breakfast with him last week. I mean, but he's got a caretaker, and the caretaker, it's just, you know, just the dynamic of how life's changed.
Yeah.
They, but at the time, they taught me so much. And then when it was time to raise money to be able to play, Bill Will took me around all Charlotte to all his friends and basically just said, hey, I need some money. He's not paying it back. Either you help or you don't. And these 15 guys basically got me going. He raised $32,000, and I just kept
That's
going.
how you started, yeah.
Yeah, so we started the foundation. My goal was to make sure that every kid that was good at golf, if they couldn't afford to play a tournament or play golf anywhere, we were going to figure that out. Then Youth on Course, we partnered with Youth on Course, which is the greatest thing ever. $5. You can play, I mean, in Charlotte, or in North Carolina and South Carolina, there's 86 courses that they can go play.
That's a lot of, wow.
Well, there's probably so many courses in those two states. It's insane. So we do that, and then like it comes down to it, and like, what was the most important thing? The most important thing is I got time with Bill Will and Jim Hines, so we started a mentorship, basically meaning like, get away from your parents, learn how to be an adult as soon as possible, how to talk to them, how to be responsive to what they're actually trying to help you, not worried about, hey, what color your skin is, are you scared of them or not? So the first team and the HV3 Foundation basically partnered together. We have a mentorship in Charleston, Akron, Charlotte, and there's 182 kids in Charlotte. But you know what's weird? The dynamic from the kids in Akron. So like, say we do an event in Charlotte, like the parents aren't allowed. I mean, they can go to pick them up and drop them off, but they're not.
Wow.
In Akron, the parents will come and like eat with the kids, like, because they can't afford to eat. So it's just a totally different, something, you know, I'm still learning. That's something I've never, yeah, we've had some hard times, like, you know, like pork and beans and wieners here and there, like whatever, but like imagine going to go do a program and your parents having to come because they don't have a meal. So the guy that runs that mentorship came to Miami, and we're sitting there eating this big spread. So that makes me want to do it more. And it costs money. It just costs a lot of money. So it is what it is. Yeah, it's about golf, but it's more about making these kids great for society.
That's awesome. That is amazing.
Yeah, when you're raised at a golf, I was raised at a golf course. I got a job when I was a kid.
Correct.
And you're raised around adults, and you learn the language. You learn, I'm not sure you grow up faster, but you learn how to behave in an adult world faster.
Correct. If you don't, they're going to, you know, so they keep you accountable, not just your parents.
Right.
You're like, I mean, some of these old men they taught me super foul language. It cost me sometimes and whatever. Like, that's what I learned. Is it right all the time? No. There's a place and time for all that. But they also taught me, you know, how to do some other things that I'm insanely proud of, how to really care about some people. Like, we can have fun, but if I really care about you, like, I'm going to say something that I don't like. Right. And that's tough, and that's something, it'll be gone by the time I'm old, which is perfect. I'll let the kids figure that out.
You said something in a couple of answers ago that it's going to raise a few eyebrows because there's so many haters out there that, you know, you can care about them, you don't have to care about them, doesn't really matter. We're doing our thing out here, and I think we're doing it well. But you said, I came to LIV to become a better golfer. Explain that a little bit.
So I think the level of play for me on the PGA Tour, I felt as if, you know, you get in the mix. Out here, if you don't come out here and you don't shoot the grass over the first day, you're not winning. Yeah. So for me, I developed like kill or be killed, like the gas pedal's on the right, and if you don't hit it hard enough and things don't kind of go your way, there's no like, oh, I'm gonna grind in. We have 50 something more holes left. It's like, bro, it's over. Yeah. Like, let's just see how many birdies you can make, and then I help the team. So it's just different. You just don't have enough golf to be like, I'm gonna plot my way around here.
39 rounds, individual play. That's it.
So let's boogie, like let's get on it. And when you're on tour, you're like, hey, I'm playing 4 tournaments in a row. I'm gonna cruise into it. I haven't been playing much. That first tournament, you're like, all right, cool. You know, I made the cut. That's a positive. The next one, you're like, all right, I'm warmed up. Saw my coaches. I did this. Next thing you know, third week, you're like, this is it.
Yeah.
All right, cool, bud. You're gonna play 2 weeks. You're about to get 4 weeks off. Now's the time. So be prepared to play well and to win. But the power it gave me to go do these mentorships, do these things, and be like, oh, hey, it costs this much. Hey, the foundation's gonna take care of it. It's gonna go through there. I don't really love the recognition and all that, because when these guys were helping me, I felt as if they did it because it was what they wanted to do and they felt it was the right thing to do from their experiences in their lifetime. So that's the way it should be done. So sometimes, yeah, it'll have my name on it, but I don't think that's always great. It's good when other companies and things want to be a part of it.
I see that as you are growing the game. You are impacting people's lives.
Oh, no. I didn't say
Yeah, with the game, like exposing people to the game.
Yeah, but LIV wasn't going to be the reason. LIV or the PGA Tour wasn't going to be the reason
Right.
I was going to change someone's life. And I think if that's where you need something like that, then you weren't really doing it for the right reasons.
Right.
But the financial stability in my life makes it easier to fire at a flag, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's numerous times on that PGA Tour, hey man, let's just go ahead and get it in there. I mean, it's just different. I don't know if everyone feels that way, but that's the way I feel.
Well, I think it'd be it's human nature.
I agree, but no one wants to talk about it.
You got a reachable par 5, and it's Friday afternoon, and you're trying to make the cut,
Yeah.
and you know par's going to get it done. It might be trouble if you go for it, and not many guys are going to go for it.
Correct.
Unless they have those resources, say, oh, it doesn't really matter if I make the cut.
Correct. I don't know. I tell people all the time.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
When we found out we were going to be having you on our podcast today.
Yeah, a little curveball today.
We were looking at each other. And, you got anything ready? I'm like, no, I don't have anything ready. Do you? No, we're just got a conversation with Harold. I go, but there's one question I want to ask you. What the hell is it about you that makes everybody who knows you love you so much? Will you just bring people into your world so much more than a lot of other people, whether in golf or outside of golf? What is it about you?
I've never really thought about it, but I just think you try to be yourself as much as possible. That helps. But the biggest thing I think is a lot of times I'm not right. I think it's very easy to make a lot of money and be successful and be like, what you do is right and that's how it should work. Nah, bullshit. That's a facade that I won't agree with. Can't have. I just don't want to be around those people. So you try to just be transparent, like, hey, I believe these things. All right, cool. You meet someone, they believe this. All right, cool, man. Let me hear it. I want to listen to it. I want to know, because it might help me. Because not every time, just because I'm good at golf and I'm super wealthy, am I going to be able to help you. Sometimes it's just sitting there and they bend your ear and you just let them vent. You know, like everyone wants to talk about mental illness. Sometimes that's what people want. And I've gotten better at that because I have time to do that now. But for the most part, I think you just try to know that you're not perfect, you're not right all the time. And I think that gives people the authority to be able to also challenge me, but also be able to take advice when I do give it to them.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than when you know, some guy's super successful, he tells you, you're trying to get in that business, and they're like, this is how you should do it. Well, maybe I just don't have the funds or the means or the opportunities that you had to be able to do it that way. So what you said is not going to be the same journey I'm going to be on. And that's just the way it is. And so that would be my guess. Just trying to be, you want to be authentic, but you also want to know that, like, I'm going to stand on these things, but I'm going to listen to where you come from because I don't know where you came from. And that's why I think it makes it hard in golf, is that once you get on any tour, they think it's the same route. You're a country club kid. This is how it happened. And no one wants to know what happened before. And I think golf in general has to do a better job of explaining to fans, the world, that, like, golf is made up of, like, a lot of different people. It's not just that they won the PGA Tour event, they played on the Corn Ferry, they played this or that. It's, hey man, it starts at the grassroots. Like, he played this mini tour event and he had $1,300 and it cost $1,000 and he won.
Yeah.
That's where he, like, molded his. By the time you get to the Corn Ferry, it's like dog eat dog. Like, this is my chance. This is where I'm going. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
But just showing people that, like, you can do it no matter where you come from, but you need some help. If it's financially, getting on a golf course, whatever that is, you just can't do it by yourself. And I think golf's a sport that it's hard to get help if you don't ask for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly why.
Unless you're really, really good.
Unless you're really, unless you're really, which there's a very, very small percentage of them that are good so early on. But that's exactly why we do the podcast, is because of the amazing personalities and the stories that come out of all the different players, of all 54 players on our tour, have all different stories, different challenges, different injuries, different setbacks, and it really makes you who you are. And I think getting to know you in the last 2.5 years, I admire how authentic you are. I do. It's
Thank
just,
you.
I appreciate it. I always tell Jerry that. I'm like, I like that he's not trying to be something else. I appreciate that you say it as it is and call it as it is.
I also think LIV has a very unique asset amongst their players. You have guys that are, so I'm 33, like I feel like there's a lot of golf left. You have guys that are, hey, they're not far off. So they've lived a life of a lot of professional golf. They're in a place where they're like, hey, I'm cool in my skin. Like I don't have to say what's right for his sponsor or this or that. They can go, all right, well, I'm going to talk openly and be like, this is what helped me. You guys ask great questions. Then it becomes a conversation. And they can let their hair down and be very whatever they want to be without someone telling them to be something else. And I think that's what makes the podcast really cool. Like, just being able to have real deep conversations of not just like, hey man, how far did this 7-iron go? What did you hit on that shot? Like,
no.
We don't want to know that, much less the viewer, yeah.
Yes.
She makes the podcast cool, by the way.
No, I do not.
She makes
No.
it-
Our
she's
guest makes it
The
very
guests are the
cool.
stars, no question. But you make
Exactly.
Well, there's some great, I mean, the one thing that I saw was when Louis was asked about not playing Augusta. Like, that question either isn't getting asked or, it was good to see people hurt. People like go, I mean, I get asked that question, and I was like, kind of like, I always thought the majors were a bonus when I got into it. So like, it was good to see it from a different view. Like he was like, we haven't played a practice. Like, I mean, most people are like, you just didn't play in Augusta. He's like, no, I just wanted to play a practice around with my best friend.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like sometimes what you think matters doesn't matter, and if it's not asked and it's not shown to people, they don't know, and they're not willing to listen to really figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing in every Masters
I
since
couldn't believe that.
2009.
I had to like look it up. I was like in high school.
Don't tell him that.
No, I will.
Just call him
That's
Uncle-
another thing
no.
we can do. We can give people real shit.
No, oh yeah, you can give him real shit. Could just call him Uncle Louie.
Uncle Louis.
The next time you
Uncle
see him,
Louie.
just say Uncle Louie. He'll love that.
Uncle Louis and I are, crazy story. He flew with a friend from Ocala to a farm in Winsboro, South Carolina. I have a farm in Winsboro, South Carolina. He was 5 minutes away from my house. And I was at my place that night, and I didn't know he's there. So he comes out to, we go to Mexico. He's like, I was in this place called Winsboro, South Carolina. I heard you got a farm around there. And I'm like, yeah, bro. It's called a cell phone. So we played together in Miami, and we had a great chat about it. But he loves farm equipment.
I didn't know you have a farm.
Yeah, no one needs to know. It's even better.
No, we want to know.
Makes it even cooler.
What's on the farm?
I like to do some hunting, but here's my deal. I really love being able to go out there, ride around, shoot guns. I like to see other people hunt, that can't hunt. So there's some really good friends. So cool deal. We went out there, and 2 guys that are part of the hunt club we created after we bought the farm, they have kids that are 12 and 11, and they went turkey hunting with their dads. Like, I didn't go. I don't want to be a part. I would if you asked, but I want you to have that experience if you can't do it somewhere else. And if I can do that, then, but the guys that are a part of this hunt club are they're a little older than me, but they're like my really good friends that we played golf with growing up. So it's really funny to me. I'm like, I was that kid. Like to them, they're like my dad. So it's really funny. Like right now I'm laughing about it. The other day Liam came out there and he. Man, you got to be careful. It's nice having cool things, but if you don't protect them and take care of them around kids, Liam got in an ATV and it wasn't even on, and he freaking somehow got the brake and got it in gear, so it's moving. It hits a freaking tree, and he hits the steering wheel, and he bites down, had a hole in his tongue, of his teeth. Bro, I've never. There's some it sounds bad, right? But here's the deal, it was a wake-up call. It was a perfect timing of going, well, I know one way to stop this. Don't let kids in your, I don't know. So it's easy to say that, I feel bad for Liam. I feel bad for his parent that didn't, think that could happen. So it's really fun, but he loves riding in it. That happens to his tongue. He stops crying, he bites down on the little thing, and he goes, ride. I was like, No. But it was happening in front of his mom, you know.
Oh boy.
Louis didn't call you from the neighboring farm, but he does have a fainting goat named after you.
Yeah, he does. Did he not tell?
You didn't know that?
He did not know that.
Oh, that's awesome. He has fainting goats, if you knew there was such a thing.
And he calls them the range goats.
And they're named after all
And
four of last year's
the
range
original,
goats.
the 4 range goats.
No way.
And he says Bubba faints the most.
No comment. I like to keep things.
You didn't know?
No.
Oh, that's a new conversation you're going to have with him.
Well, I want to go take a picture of this goat.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. He says they faint all the time. You've seen videos of fainting goats, right?
I had
No.
never heard of him before.
No. I've never seen-
No. Go on YouTube and just type in fainting goats. They don't get hurt. It's just a natural phenomenon that happens to them. It's a very specific breed of goats that faints when they get scared.
So why do you buy these? It's just like, do you buy these goats?
Yeah, I guess so.
sure
He
he
did.
bought them.
I'm sure he bought them. Yeah, his
Louis
kids.
bought some terrible goats.
No, what?
Hey man, let's get the goat that passes out. That sounds like a good one.
I think they're the highlight of his farm. I mean, he loves it.
I don't think I think when his place is done, I don't think that's gonna be the highlight.
Oh,
I think this is,
Yeah.
I think he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs about this place. Like I just like a place to go lay my head and they had like 6 kids in the house last time and I'm like, all right, cool, they get to play, I get to play, so it's a great place to play. His is gonna be a little nicer than ours.
What are you hunting, by the way?
Deer, turkey. We went turkey hunting the other day. It's the best hunt though, because you get in there and like there's a high chance you're not going to kill a turkey. I
Right.
mean, there's a super high chance, which I think it makes even more fun. So the first 2 times I've ever been hunting, I killed a 10-point deer, and I killed a turkey in like 20-something minutes. So it's the most costly kill I've ever had. I ended up buying a farm. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it's not an old moment. I would just wish I wouldn't have killed him, and then I wouldn't want to go when I want to go. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's fun. We have a great time.
Do you end up eating the turkey?
Everything you kill, you should eat.
Yes.
That's the only rule I have. But I don't know. My dad was
cook?
telling me some. No, I don't cook, but I know how to cook once it's processed. It's pretty easy. Then you just put it on the grill and you just sit there. And it's at a good temperature. Let's eat it.
So somebody else
Looks about right.
I've cleaned them every kill. I've cleaned the first one, but it's just I don't think it's a cool process at all.
I could never do
You
it.
could definitely do it.
Oh, yeah.
I could never do
You
it.
definitely could. The
First
smell.
of all, I don't think I could shoot an animal.
Yeah, you could. Here's my deal. This is my problem. This
I
is
like it.
completely.
I like it.
That
Are
is-
you gonna
I
give
like
me?
it.
Are you gonna give me shit about eating animals?
No,
and
I'm
like
just gonna.
what?
But you'll eat a piece of chicken, won't you?
That's what I'm saying.
No.
That's where
But
you're
here's
going
what.
with it.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not going there. I'm just saying. What do you think happened in the beginning of time? What did you just think the fucker just died and you're just like, oh man, I'm gonna eat this? No. So what do you think they did? They hunted. I'm saying that like that. This has been happening forever. How
know it
come all of a sudden is it frowned upon?
I'm not. By the way, just to be clear, I don't frown upon it. I think.
But that you would definitely do it if you had to eat.
If you're hungry.
If I'm fucking hungry, yeah, I'll freaking do it.
And
if it's
that's-
life or death, I'll do it.
But I think you.
You know what? It's that moment where you're like, you have to, same thing as you said. When it's about life or death, you'll do it. You'll go for that pin. It's the same thing for me. I would fucking kill if I had to eat.
I think you would.
But
Have you ever gone hunting?
Never.
That's the problem.
So if right
There's
now
other
you said
things you would enjoy that aren't about the hunting, the fellowship, the hanging out, the camaraderie.
with you, no.
I didn't say you had to go with me. I don't really care. They probably don't hunt in Singapore though.
No,
Oh, they probably don't.
no.
Have you ever gone fishing?
That's what I say. Fishing.
Fishing's a big thing there, but I don't know. I have gone fishing before, but
Didn't like it.
it's not my thing.
You get seasick? Did you
I
go?
do get really
Oh, I
seasick.
love it. Anytime you can kill something and eat it, there's some part of it where you're like,
No, I do see the value in that. And by the way, just to be clear, I don't want people fucking writing to me telling me about how hypocritical I am.
I'm so sorry that I put you in that
No, I don't.
She did.
I dig my own hole quite often. I don't hate hunting. I don't think I can do it, is what I'm saying.
position. But
I don't
that's-
have a problem with it. I'm just saying I don't think I could do it.
Oh, I'm
It's a
so.
very big difference there.
There's hey, whatever hole you're trying to get in or out of, I don't really care. I just think it's a great time. I just think that there was a time and
gopher.
place where you had to. Or not so much had to.
Absolutely,
Even after you had to, there's a point of like, it's happening right now and you're eating it and you're gonna look at me and go, I don't know if I could kill it. But I'll eat that piece of chicken where they just shot up with all this shit. And I'll eat it twice. I don't. That can't like. I mean, you got pieces of chicken that can't even walk, and you'll be like, "Oh, that chicken was good."
Did you?
But if I kill this deer that's been working his ass off to run from me, and I hunted it every day, and I worked my tail off, and I ate it, you're like, I don't know if I can do that. I'm like, what the fuck? So no, it's interesting. We're just gonna leave that there. It just blows my mind.
I think we got our first soundbite for the
Christ.
socials. Yeah.
I just don't get it.
I totally just fucked myself, didn't I?
No, you didn't. Here's what you do. You said what you meant. You stand by it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So don't bite your tongue,
no.
and don't lose any sleep. Just don't read your Twitter. Like, why? It's no point.
Hey, speaking of your family, congratulations, by the way, for your second kid.
Oh yeah,
on the way.
soon. Yeah, crazy.
Gonna be the father of two. Girl, boy.
Boy.
Has that
Boy.
been announced?
It has. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't really announce it. I didn't know we posted about it until the other day. Somebody was like, they're like, oh, you're having another kid. I was like, oh.
When does she do?
June 21st, Friday of Nashville.
Oh.
It's all good. We'll figure it out. It's not far from home. If I was here, though, it'd be a different story. I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
But no, super excited. It'll be fun.
How's Liam taking it?
He's not a big sharer. You can give him two things like this. You could be like, all right, man, you can have this one, I'll take this one. He will take the one he's got, and he'll be like, no, I want that. And he'll take them both, and I'll be like, all right, cool, man, let me have some of them. He'll be like, no, mine. Yeah, but he got his first set of golf gloves over break, but I don't know if he really, I think he loves it just because he either says, Dad, playing, or golf. So he walks around the house with his golf bag on with no clubs in it. I'm like, all right, man, sounds good. Yeah, he's fun. He's good. He's a little crazy right now. He's going through a spell that I just don't. I don't know. I've never
What's he
broken
on,
a bone.
two and a bit?
He's 2.5
Yeah.
or 2. He's 2 and some change, whatever, somewhere in the 2s. But I've never broken a bone. He fractured his foot. I don't know how. Well, I know how, but I just don't get how you can drop a weight that high and break your foot. So things I've never dealt with. He ate a screw. I mean, every week there's something. Something's got to give.
It's terrible twos for a reason.
Terrible twos, but it's somewhere it's not made terrible parents. It's terrible hair. Maybe not terrible mom. Like some point you got to be like, all right, man, I'm gonna protect you. Make sure like this doesn't happen. I haven't been able to do it.
You protected the golf ball at the Masters.
Yeah, because he picked up every golf ball, and every time he walked past the pond, somebody'd be like, make sure he doesn't go in the pond. I was like, hey, motherfucker, like, ain't gonna let him just run in the damn water. I mean, like, I was just gonna be like, hey, Liam, come run in there, see what they do. Yeah, so it's funny. Yeah, it's cool.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's fun. Yeah, we're excited. Mama's, yeah, she's good, I think.
You know, you talked about how you are with the foundation, what you teach those kids in your foundation. Is that the same way you parent your kids in terms of like, hey, go and try it, hey, go and explore, hey, be your authentic self?
I don't parent very well. There's only one way to parent. There's discipline and there's a reaction.
Spoiling.
Yeah, there's no in the middle. And the first time, I'll never forget, like, you hit your kid with your hand, like, don't do that. I'm sitting at home on Christmas Day, and my dad he grabs Liam, and he keeps hitting my dad, and he goes, is someone hitting Liam with their hand? And I was like, oh, shit. Not me. But what he was saying was, like, that kid needs to know that, like, hitting you with their hand, it's not a joke, because he would keep hitting back. And I'm like, man, you're like 75 years old, and you're like, teaching, like nothing changes, so it was beautiful concept, but here's the deal. A belt's a real thing. If you do wrong things, there's gonna be consequences. And if they don't learn that at an early age, I don't think they ever will. So he got his first spanking about a week later, and I cried while he was getting it. So I struggle with it, but it is what it is.
I always thought it was bullshit when my mom would say, this hurts me more than it hurts you.
Until you do it. Nothing hurts my ass when you're in with this belt. So I'm learning a lot. Once again, I'm learning a lot about myself. You got to do it. If you want to give your kid the best chance. It doesn't guarantee that they're going to be good kids, but it's going to guarantee that I feel like I did the best I could. And we're going through, I just didn't know he was going to be this early. Like, the kid knows how to take a belt. And, you can literally walk up to him and be like, belt? And he'll be like, no. I'm like, oh, shit. Oh,
it works.
But he's still reckless. So, he's just, golf's good, but like, as a parent, you got to grow up, and that part's not as easy as everyone makes it out to be.
I mean, my son is not, he's 4. He's not that far off from Liam. And I think parenting, really, really teaches you a lot about yourself.
100%.
And it certainly changes you in many, many good ways. What are some of the ways parenting has changed you?
I stopped saying just go figure it out, like, because it's going to hurt more if you just go figure it out. And that's how he is right now. When he would fall, hey man, get up, you're good. Instead of being like, hey man, you good? How's it? Like maybe it's just because it's a boy.
Yeah.
I don't have that like lovey-dovey like, oh come here. Maybe I should have done that. So he would be like, all right, cool. I might get a hug if I don't do dumb shit. It's just not. I wasn't trained that way. I didn't train. But now we got kids moving ATVs, dropping weights. So maybe there should be a part where Harold just gets on his knees and goes, hey Liam, I love you. Hey, come here. You did a great job. Things that like I never really liked. Like I know what I want to do. And if it's a good job, I'll get enough praise from the outside world. I just want to keep doing it. I want to keep striving. But sometimes being a parent, you got to be the one to pick them up like in a better way.
There's a fine line between bribery and discipline as a parent.
Correct.
There's no blueprint. There's no handbook.
Yeah, but they didn't tell me how hard, like how bad it would hurt. Like how much I missed it as a kid. Like, nor did I want it, but like, hey man, it's on you. It's your kid. My dad was the best. I mean, look at it. He comes in there like one day and he's telling me not to hit. I'm like, hey man, probably that's my kid. But he was right. I ain't gonna tell him that.
Yeah.
But he's right.
Yeah.
So it's a part of life.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
That's awesome.
Deal with it. It's fun. Yeah. Accept it.
Liam has the best hair, by the way.
Tell me about it. I got none. I think about it all the time. But he's learning how to shower right now, and it's pretty interesting.
He's learning how to shower at 2?
Yeah, he just walks in there and showers with it. And he's like, can you cut this on? So we had 2 shower heads, and I just cut it on. And he like goes in there, he just goes like this, and I just wash him, and I wash mine, and we walk out and dry off.
Oh well, then he's not.
Oh, not like he's not. He knows how to wash. Like if I gave him a rag, he knows how to wash his butt. Like he'll be like, yeah. I mean, he can't really wash. What the hell? I mean, what do you mean? You think he's in there like, oh, let me put some soap on, rub it together, get some suds? I mean, damn, I wouldn't be playing golf.
Hey, listen, you'll be surprised. Jerry can't even wash his own ass. So at 2, that's impressive.
Sometimes it's hard when you're a little banged up. You're like, boy, just put me in the tub. So it's it's very it's crazy, man. He's just like a little dude. He just follows me everywhere. We had a little play day the other day. It's the first time I took him on all my chores, so it was great. Like we went to Verizon, he sat there, played with every phone, took him to the grocery store, took him to the golf course, and he just hung out. I was like, I think I'm hitting the sweet spot. Because for a while they're like,
and then you're gonna do it all over again.
Oh, give me more.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the greatest thing you can do is try to raise a kid to like help society. I don't know what the fuck.
And you guys make cute kids, so you better make more.
I know, man. We got to figure out how to get the tan. So we got to bet right now. Obviously, my kid's super white. Right now, he's insanely white.
Who are you betting with, Amanda?
My wife, yeah. Like, what if my kid comes out like super dark? I'm like, we'll just play teams, dark, Yeah, so it's great. It's we have this bet going, So
that's phenomenal.
We laugh about it all the time. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know she brought it up, so I felt like, all right, good. Obviously, I'm not really good at bringing up what she talks to me about, because it'll somehow get on the front page of Golf Digest.
What
an idiot.
Many things related to being a black golfer in a predominantly white man's world have made headlines with you in the past.
Yeah. No kidding. Tell me about it.
How do you deal with that? I mean, I want to say responsibility, but it's not your responsibility.
It's not. It never was.
Yeah.
But it's made enough money where people think it is. Yeah. So it's just the way the world works right now. I didn't choose to be black, but I did choose to know what got me to where I'm at, and then none of it involved color. Mm-hmm. So once again, I can stand on that, but I can also say that there's an economic issue about black people getting into golf. It always has. I mean, and economics doesn't see color. So just what bothers me is how come all black people think the same and all live in the same spot? What's the trend? What's the problem? Like, how did I get out? Like, yeah, we're on welfare. Like, did I get out because we were good at golf? What's the difference if you don't play golf? And, those questions are like questions like when you're going to go vote, like those questions are the things that I think matter. But in golf, just is crazy, man. Like we're still talking about it, but Calvin Peete kicked ass. You know, I met Charlie Sifford, I met Calvin Pete, but these guys never talked to me about being black. They talked to me like, hey, what are you working on? You know, like the hard work's been done. So for me, when they would tell me that, I'd be like, why am I still talking about it? I didn't even win and I'm still talking about it. Mm-hmm. You know, the George Floyd thing happened and I'm like, bro, I don't even know what happened. So there's things that happen that sometimes I don't know if we should always comment because we don't have all the information. I just think we see what happens on TV, we need to react instead of going, hey man, what happened before we say anything? And then if you don't say anything fast enough, you miss the boat. I think there's things need to be said, and I'm not great at it. Obviously, I say the first thing that comes to my mind, but they need to be said, not more articulately, but whenever all the facts are out. Because it seems more like you're guilty until proven innocent instead of innocent until proven guilty.
Absolutely.
And that's a dangerous place. It's putting people in a position where they lose everything before they even know who's right or wrong. And I'm not saying it's right, everything, but
Your personality, and especially in relation to racial issues, reminds me a lot of Charles Barkley. And he always wanted to go into politics.
he would get burned.
Could you see yourself
Hell no.
ever being in politics?
No, because I wouldn't be able to handle it. One time would kill me. And I personally wouldn't be able to handle it, and neither would the person that would want that responsible. Because at that moment, you are responsible for a lot of individuals, especially that, donate to you, believe in you. I don't want to mess up my relationship with that person if you're trying to raise money. I always want to have that relationship for the foundation. Things like, hey man, this kid needs help here. But I think it'd be fun. If I knew I could go do it, and you couldn't burn the people closest to me, I'd do it without a doubt.
You could make a difference.
That's the kicker. I think I could. But once things have happened in my life where I feel like once you get close to my family, I can't function. Can't go oh, it's okay. Because all it takes is one time for Amanda to call me and go absolutely boring. Like, this mother lover did this. And I literally could flip a switch. Yeah. And it wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
Because once they control your anger, they control you. If they can push you here and there, they already won. You just don't see it.
Who's they?
The ones that don't believe that they have an opportunity living in one of the greatest countries in the world. I'm watching this show called Masters of the Air, and it's on Apple TV. And today, they fly up before D-Day. They fly up. 120 people died. They bring this plane back. They work on it. And I'm like, so these guys, 1940, they're just going up there, flying up, dying. Don't think twice about it. I'm over here wondering if what I'm gonna eat for breakfast. I get to pick what I want. Just how far we've come. We're so busy caught up that we haven't gotten here, we haven't done this, that we never go, wait a minute, this is fucking awesome.
Perspective. And
I lose it all the time. I just get these interviews where people think I don't, but I lose it all the time. But I'm just saying, I'm so hooked on it. I watched 7 episodes since I've flown.
It's a good show, I've heard.
It's so good because if you ever seen Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah, of
course.
So Tom Hanks produced Masters of the Air, but they have in this series they have every airman possible from leading up to D-Day, how many died before, and it was this 100th airman, whatever, their group basically have the most casualties in the war. It's so freaking good. But Tom Hanks produced it. I love Saving Private Ryan just because, things have gotten better. I mean, think about it. Yeah. I wouldn't even be married to my wife.
Yeah.
And so it is what it is. And I'm so grateful that people like that some of these guys would be they'd be sitting in there and they'd go, hey, you did your 25 missions, you can go home. And all of them came back, signed up again, and were like, well, it's 30 missions to go home now. They're like, all right, cool, sounds good.
We're going.
Bro, if I had 25 missions, you could send me home, I'm out. Fast as I can go, whenever I can go, hightailing it. And they don't think twice about it. So I'm super appreciative that things were the way they were, especially in America, the things are where they are now, have given me a great opportunity to do some even better things that I hope that someone that far down the road can be like, hey man, this is so much better. And that's what I'm gonna strive for.
Yeah. And
that's where politics, it's hard to do it without doing it in politics. Right?
Yeah, I was going to say, if you could change if you were ruler of the U.S., and you could change one thing, and that's it. That would be your legacy. What would it be?
I would say welfare they should be stricter on welfare when it comes to knowing who's getting it, who's not getting it, and how they're getting it. And I think there should be a way where because we needed it.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what we would have done without it. But it worked for us. So how can you critique it to where it's a positive and we're not just being everyone gets it. Right. Because what ends up happening is I think there's a lot of people that might need it that don't get it. And I'd hate to miss those people. So sometimes in politics I struggle with that, to say that, like, well, why shouldn't he get it? He was right there. And if you could find a way to where we could really, like, have a building in every state, I would say in a general area where you go up there and you present this. Because when you go get your electricity on, how much, or you move, and they're like, hey, you want electricity, you got to have like 10 pieces of paper that says you live there.
Right.
But like the people that, I just don't get it. Like, hey, you tried to get a job. All right, cool. Then we just go like this. We go like, all right, man, like there's a couple people we're going to take out of here. We're going to make sure they're flush. Yeah. That's what we do. That's why we pay. That's literally why we pay taxes, to make sure the ones that can't fight for themselves, we fight for them. Right. Mm-hmm. And we from the financial side, we can't lose sight that, like, that's why we make money. We make money to make sure, like, hey, we're good. Once we're good, we pull somebody else up. Right. However that we could do that, we have to. In Gastonia and Charlotte, I will. Yeah.
Let me follow that up with a more specific question. If you were Grand Poobah of professional golf, well, you ruled over PGA Tour, LIV, everything, DP World Tour. What would you like to? What would you change? What would you like to see happen?
For me personally, I never went on tour. So I think if they merged together and they figured it out and we all played on the same circuit, I think that people, wherever you are in your, when you stop playing to now, I think you should have to go to wherever you would go. So Harold would go, have to qualify. I would lose status because I didn't play. Period. Done. And I think I'm 33 though, so like I got to look at it in the big picture. Is that, like, all right, so say you had full status and you're at Pat Perez and you were 46. There's got to be some way that you should be able to get sponsors invites until certain XYZ.
Are you talking about LIV players playing PGA Tour?
Yeah, vice versa. Somehow we got to get on one circuit, because what's happening is I feel as if people are just not drawn to golf because of all the bickering. And that's scary, because golf isn't.
That's a conclusion a lot of people made after the Masters ratings were down.
I haven't seen it, but I haven't really also been paying attention. I think that what I've heard when I play with people that have been very influential in golf and to my life, they're like, it just is what it is. Yeah. That's not good. Because when it first started, there was super excitement. There was like, oh, this itch. Now it's like, I'm just over it. Like, think about something in your life where you're just like, say you're trying to help someone, you keep helping, and then you're just like, man, I don't have the energy to keep trying to keep up, do this, do that. But if it's up to me, I just think there needs to be one type of schedule to where, and this is the problem, I think somehow the Corn Ferry needs to have, there's going to be more money to there so that more people can play and they can keep their family up and they can play for a longer time. All these feeder tours to each tour are just getting, they're getting kicked in the mouth. So some way, somehow, the feeder tours have to go up, and then they have to figure out a way, because what's going to happen is you're going to have too many people in the field. So you screw the people that are coming in. So you somehow, the first year, you work it out to where the DJs, the Brysons, they get in. I mean, at the end of the day, you ain't got to like them. Yeah. They sell tickets. They keep people interested. I mean, it's just, is what it is. But like the guys in the middle, like, Harold, I ain't going to be scared to go play. I might want to go play more. I got more money. I got more time. I can take my kids. I can afford to do that. So, like, I'm not going to miss out on things. So, like, you gave me power to go get it. Yeah. So, if I could do anything, I just wish that, like, there's something not clicking for this not to work. And I'm just super thankful I'm not in there, because I'd be very not liked. Because I think sometimes, and I'm a fault to this, we do things for money. Like, that's it. And these things that are happening amongst golf are, everyone's making sure they're in position to make the most amount of money they possibly can. And you can't fault them for that. But while that's happening, they're losing, the people just under them are losing out on more money. And I have a really good friend that just won on the Corn Ferry. I mean, he's about to get bent over if this keeps happening. Yeah. And so seeing it from both sides, that kid doesn't care. He just wants to play golf. Yeah. And once again, we're losing sight on it. Harold lost sight on it, because when it first started, it wasn't about the money. It was about how much could Harold make. And if anyone thinks any differently, that's not what everyone's trying to do, then this would have already been concluded. It'd be done. Yeah. So from my perspective, I just think we have to get on a one tour circuit, which gives everyone the best chance to everyone get to see the best players. Yeah. I mean, the stuff that Waco's doing, Bryson and all them, I don't think people understand how incredible that is.
Yeah, it is incredible. Well, Harold, thank you so much for your time.
Yes.
Awesome.
We're going to have to get you back on the podcast because I
Perfect.
feel like we have so much more to talk about.
Definitely. And a warmer climate.
And warmer climate.
Yeah, I'm freezing. Like a little polar bear over here.
Yeah.
I got a little bit on me though now. We're good. Thanks for having me.
No, but thanks for coming on. I appreciate your honesty. I appreciate your authenticity. It is highly refreshing, and we really appreciate your time. So good luck this week.
Y'all are so nice. We don't need luck. Let's go to work.
Yeah.
All right, holla. Peace.
Peace.
Love it. Thank you. Appreciate you. I'm freezing. Y'all crazy as hell.
That's a mic drop right there.
I feel like we should just run every reaction of our interviews for every player that we talk to.
It'd be like, not really a highlight reel, would it?
No.
It'd be boring. as
No,
shit.
it'd be boring, but
Yeah.
it is just amazing how, I mean, Harold is truly, he is one of the most authentic human beings on our league. There is no other version of Harold.
He's just authentic, period.
He's just very
He's just
authentic.
authentic.
Says it as it is.
Yeah.
Some people like it, some people don't.
When
I like it.
When I first met Harold, I was covering a lot of men's golf, but also a fair bit of LPGA. And I was following his group. I think it was in Vegas or something at the Shriners Hospital tournament. And I hadn't really met him, but he knew I was friends with one of his good friends on tour, Ryan Palmer, and his caddy at the times, James Edmondson. And he just like adopted me. Like I just introduced myself. He goes, "Yeah, I know you. You're Ryan. Yeah." And every time I saw him after that, it was bro hug time.
Yeah.
It's like that's why I asked him, what is it about him that makes people just love him so much and is so warm about him that he just welcomes them in. And you could tell he really doesn't have any regrets about that, even when it bites him in the ass.
No, and it's difficult for a guy of his caliber and what he's already done, with the game, just to come out and say that.
Yeah.
It's not many people will come out and say that. I don't regret anything. Look, every lesson you're going to learn from every mistake that you make.
Yeah.
And look, we're all humans, aren't we? We're all going to make some mistakes. We're going to say shit that we don't want. Probably me on this podcast about hunting. I'm going to get so much crap.
No,
for
you're
that.
not. The thing is, some of the people are going to be like so on your side. I'm with you, Suzanne. How could anybody kill a defenseless creature?
But that's pretty cool.
But
by
we're
the
going
way.
out for steak tonight. Yeah.
I don't really. Okay. But anyway.
No, we're not going out for steak.
No, we're not going out for steak.
We're doing vegan.
We're doing.
Bullshit. We're not. Are there any dead animals
We're
in
not
beer?
eating tofu on a
Do
bun.
any animals have to die to drink beer? I don't think so.
What?
No animals are involved in the beer making process. are
No.
they? Okay, good.
No. But anyway, that was so much fun, and I didn't know he was into hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
He's from
Did you?
Carolina. Well, it's hard to be from where he's from and not have been raised around it.
But did you know he had a farm?
No, I didn't know he had a farm. He doesn't.
There you go.
He doesn't brag about it.
No.
And if you asked, he would have told you.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to be anything but honest.
Yeah.
And that
The one
makes
thing I will say about Harold is he will give you the time of the day.
Yeah.
He will. He will, and he'll remember you, and he'll make you
He
feel
does.
like you're the only person in that room. And that's what's kind of really cool about
Yeah.
him. Yeah. Anyways, love the guy. Really excited for this week. Hopefully it won't be as cold as this. I think it will be, but
Oh, it's going to be nuts.
it's going to be nuts.
It's going to be absolutely
It's
nuts.
going to be so much fun. Really looking forward to it. Please do watch and support. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like and follow all of our Instagram, TikTok, social channels. Account is FTH_LIV Golf, and our Fairway to Heaven YouTube channel. Do subscribe, leave us a comment, and thumbs up, baby. Yeah, mate.
Oh, Jesus. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, that's so bad.
Yeah, mate.
That's so bad. I mean,
It's
every
so good.
Australian you
It's
tried to
so
say good day to today just laughed at you. And you even lived here for a while.
That doesn't make me freaking Australian.
No, obviously not.
No, but-
It's tragic.